Hi everybody. Today's lesson is going to be all about doodling on your page. We're going to still use the page that I had already started. So this is the one that had the abundance on it and in gold. And the reason that I'm up closer is so that you can actually see what I'm doing as far as doodling is concerned. And basically the cool thing about doodling is that it can be whatever you want. One of my favorite things that I enjoy doing, and I'm just going to go on ahead and start, is I love using a black pen for this, but you don't have to use whatever you want. But because this woman is sitting here kind of in a state of, I don't know, I don't want to say she's praying, but you know, just meditate, focus, that's a good word. Focus. I like to think of this almost as if she's meditating to the point of focusing on what it is that she wants to manifest. So I'm going to add these doodles. I remember doing this back when I was scrapbooking, and they ended up on a lot of my self-portraits where I had these lines radiating from the person. And I have these dots. I'm going to fix that back. So I'm going to put these dots around her, these lines and dots. Kind of like this. And then I'm going to make the dots get smaller and smaller as they're radiating away from her. It's the cool thing about doodling. It can be whatever you want it to be. Forgive me, my camera decided to shut off, so I have no idea where it stopped, but we're going to figure that out later. Anyways, doodling. When I'm traveling and I can't put together a whole art kit, I like to go on ahead and bring a set of pens or something with me, whatever's portable. So one of my favorite things to use right now is this huge set of Papermate pens. This is 16 pens, and there's various colors in here, and it's just nice to carry them around with you when you're traveling. So I can still do some type of journaling. And typically if I'm going to travel, I'm going to already have pages like this already created, and there's just leaving room for the journaling. So here's some of the doodling that I did around her, and that's just adding this radiating out. Also, you know, I really want to keep this page simple. So that's all I'm going to add to it as far as the doodling for this page here. But I do want to show you some other things that you can do. You know what? I just made an executive decision. I think we're going to add a little bit of something else. I'm really into drawing leaves now a lot lately, and just kind of experimenting with different ways that you can do them, seeing what works. I like to find an artist's work I admire and see what they're doing and mimic their style until it becomes my own. It's not really even about copying, so don't think of it that way. Think of it as just gleaning what someone else is doing so that you can learn what you like doing. That's the advantage of art journaling and being able to experiment with it, is that you can do this. And if you're not experimenting, you never find out what you love doing. That's how I see art in general. You have to experiment. You have to be willing to try, and don't let anybody tell you anything stupid like you're just copying. This is your journal. Nobody knows what's in it unless you show it to them and share it with them. I share my journals because I want people to see that you can do this, and that it's okay, and that whatever you decide to create is exactly what you're meant to do. Something else I want to show you. Now notice I did 2 leaves here, and I was going to leave it, but it's bothering me. When I'm going to use some basic design principles here, and whenever you're doing something like this, it's perfectly fine to do it and break the rules. But I've got this whole thirds thing. Odd numbers of items, materials, whatever, objects tend to look a lot better when you're doing an assignment. And that's why I'm going to add this third leaf, make it abnormally large here. Not trying to be perfect with this at all. Add these swirls in it. I found somebody's work that had swirls and leaves, and I really liked it, so I thought I'd add it to my own. So I'm thinking at 3 just looks a lot more interesting. So when I finally add my journaling kind of in here, it'll be very simple. I think I'm going to look for a quote that I like and add that in here, and I think that will look great. Now I want to add something else to this page just to give it a little more oomph. Otherwise I'm shooting for keeping it simple. So I've got the simple doodling here and around my lady, and I'm going to use this stuff called Kindy Glitz. This is also from that Australian company that does the paint that I really like, the acrylic ink that I really like. This is just a fancy name for glitter glue. So I've got some red glitter glue here. And I'm going to follow some of the design work that I have. Hold on, see, the only thing about glitter glue, it gets stuck. And that's just lovely. So here you see me pulling out one of my earrings. I'm always equipped so that I can push the glitter glue out and put my earring back in real quick. All right, there we go. And now, here it comes. And I'm going to squeeze the glitter glue around some of the designs. This will be interesting when it dries because it is actually glue, so it's going to dry flat. And I'm moving real quick here. If you've used glitter glue before on anything, you know that it has a mind of its own. But I love how it looks on a page when it finally does dry. So I'm going to add a little bit of this here. And I'm just doing little simple swirls around it. You know what? I would put it around abundance too, but I can't exactly. I need to think about that. Figure out what I'm going to do there if I want to do anything else with it. I want to keep the page simple but interesting. So that's the extent of this page here. So we've got our doodling, and I added some glitter glue, and we're going to call this page done for now. I want it to completely dry. Then we come back and show you what the glitter glue looks like, and finally add some journaling here. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson and that you go on ahead and start getting some journaling of your own done.